Please do be seated. As Secretary and Clerk, it is my privilege and pleasure to welcome you to this morning's graduation ceremony. Graduation ceremonies follow a tradition that began in the 15th century, and that tradition has developed since. Roughly translated, graduation means taking a step. And graduation symbolizes the move of the former student, now called a graduand, into a new, wider role as a graduate, there to use the talents developed as a member of this academic community. Each graduand will cross the stage and shake hands with the Vice-Chancellor to symbolize their transition to this new role, and we will applaud them for their success so far and in anticipation of their contribution to society in future. At the end of the ceremony, the Vice-Chancellor will formally admit all those who have crossed the stage, symbolizing that each and every one is now incorporated into the community of scholars. As new members of this community, as the academic procession leaves the platform, the new graduates will join the procession, and that will conclude the proceedings. During the ceremony, those graduating with higher degrees will have their hood placed on them by the Vice-Chancellor to mark that they have attained the very highest levels of academic achievement. It is now time to begin our formal proceedings, and so I hereby declare the ceremony to be in session, and I call upon the Vice-Chancellor, Professor Michael Thorne, to address you. Vice-Chancellor.
Honorary graduands, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, I'm delighted to welcome you all here today to join in this special day, a day in which we celebrate your achievements, the class of 2015. For most of us, graduation is a once-in-a-lifetime experience, so we do hope you'll enjoy it. But perhaps those here today whom it will most please are those who have supported you during your studies. Parents, partners, children and friends. To all of you we say, we couldn't have done it without you. Thank you so much for your part in our success. You may have heard the news that we were declared UK Entrepreneurial University of the Year by the Times Higher Education magazine. The citation for the award listed a particular set of our achievements. The delivery of degree-level programmes in the workplace for such international brands as Timberland, Specsavers, UPS, Harrods, Volvo, Wilmot Dixon, Barclays Bank, the Army, Navy and Air Force, the Port of Tilbury and Tamdown Triconics. The steps we take to enable our own students to graduate and start their own businesses, and hundreds of them do. And the fact that through our subsidiary, Ixion Holdings, we have helped more than 9,000 long-term unemployed people start their own businesses, more than 66% of which have passed the all-important 6 months survival test. The help we've given governments who wish to improve their rate of new business creation in Romania, South Africa and Uruguay. The success of our postgraduate medical institute, set up as a partnership with all the hospitals in Essex, among others. Not only its success in research, we're running £5 million worth of clinical trials, but also because it now offers 5 master's degrees in surgery. And it recognised the establishment of our science park, which is 120 acres of land located in Chelmsford, Harlow and Southend-on-Sea, and which should lead to the creation of 12,500 jobs for Essex. The news of the award of Entrepreneurial University of the Year, and I do like saying that, came hot on the heels of the latest official statistics that showed that within 6 months of leaving us, an Anglia Ruskin graduate has a 9 out of 10 chance of getting a job, a better chance than most other UK graduates of securing a permanent job, and is likely to beat the average national graduate salary. Not to mention the outcome of the 2015 National Student Survey, in which our students expressed record levels of satisfaction with their courses and placed us in the top 20% of UK universities, both for lecturers who are good at explaining things and who make their subject interesting. In December 2014, the government announced the outcome of its most recent official assessment of university research nationwide. We increased our previous 8 areas of officially world-leading research to 12 areas of world-leading research. They are allied health professions, architecture and built environment, art and design, business and management studies, communication, cultural and media studies, English language and literature, geography and environmental studies, history, law, music, drama and dance, psychology, and social work and social policy. On the subject of research, Our Global Sustainability Institute is a founding partner of the new Centre for the Understanding of Sustainable Prosperity, which was launched thanks to a £6 million research grant, hot on the heels of which came the announcement of a further £4 million to develop an energy modelling tool working with partners across the whole EU. Dr. Peter Brown from Life Sciences has published the history of how the harlequin ladybird has spread throughout the UK. The harlequin first arrived in the UK 10 years ago and is described as the most invasive ladybird on Earth. Our Faculty of Medical Science has won a research grant worth over £3 million to help mild dementia sufferers. Researchers will develop an electronic platform which will help patients stick to their treatment and share data with their carers and doctors. For the 6th consecutive year, the prestigious Macmillan Prize for Illustration was won by a student on one of our illustration courses. This year, Shu Ti Liao was the deserved winner. A fine arts student, Ramona Zolodek, won the biggest student art prize in the UK, a £20,000 bursary, after claiming the Woon Art Prize. And our New York Times best-selling author and lecturer, Dr. Una McCormack, has written a new Doctor Who novel called Royal Blood, which has just been published by BBC Books. Professor Richard Aspinall, the director of our Health and Wellbeing Academy, has been awarded the Lord Cohen Medal for his contribution to research in ageing. The world's first online local shopping community, solely for independent retailers, has been launched in Cambridge thanks to help from marketing students and their lecturers in the Lord Ashcroft International Business School. Called Hurry Here Now, the app connects local independent retailers with local shoppers, helping them to compete with large chains and online retailers. Dr. Nick Drydakis' work on the effect of the current EU financial crisis on health and mental health has been published this year by Harvard University. His research has been much in our newspapers, especially that which showed that age discrimination against older people was rife amongst UK employers, and that gay and lesbian job seekers in the UK are less likely to be offered an interview. Our Faculty of Health, Social Care and Education is leading a study of a new app called ProAsk, which will allow parents to see if their baby has a higher risk of becoming overweight as they get older. And a former student played a key role in England's Ashes triumph this summer. Spin bowler Josh Poisden, who plays for Warwickshire, was substitute fielder against Australia in the 3rd Test at Edgbaston. Josh, a former sports coaching and physical education student, caught Mitchell Starc to end the Australian innings, and England sealed victory later that day. What a shame there wasn't a former Anglia Ruskin student in the rugby team. We now have over 16,000 students studying for Anglia Ruskin Awards off-site and at a variety of locations around the world. It's 25 years since we began delivering degrees in other countries, starting with College PTPL in Penang, Malaysia. Now we have students in Botswana, China, Germany, Hungary, India, Malaysia, Malta, Singapore, Sri Lanka and Trinidad. Over the last 10 years, we've spent more than £150 million on new buildings, and the most recent of these, for the Faculty of Health, Social Care and Education, opened last month in Cambridge. During the summer, Work started on our £45 million new building for the Faculty of Science, also in Cambridge, while major lab refurbishments took place here in Chelmsford, ready for our new degrees in paramedic science and for pharmaceutical and physician associates. Now, before I close, I should like to take this opportunity to thank the members of the Board of Governors for their unstinting support and advice. But most importantly of all, I want to take this opportunity to offer my deepest thanks to the staff of Anglia Ruskin University, each of whom, directly or indirectly, has made an enormous contribution to your success. Everyone here today owes all our staff a huge debt of gratitude, and I think we should show our appreciation in the normal way. Finally, to all of you receiving degrees, diplomas and certificates today, if you enjoy the occasion, there is a way of repeating this once-in-a-lifetime experience. Study for a higher degree. No matter what, you have a lifetime of learning ahead of you. You join a long line of distinguished alumni, which includes Chan Abraham, CEO of the Luminous Social Housing Group, Oliver Baines of Blake, who, having won Best New Album in the Classical Brits Awards, have now gone on to sell more than 500,000 albums. Lynn Berry, former CEO of the WRVS and now the chair of Breast Cancer Now. BBC presenter and our lecturer, Ben Garrard. Charles Clarke, former chair of the Association of Chief Police Officers. TV presenter Nick Crane of Coast, Mapman and Great British Journeys. Their honours, Judge Margaret Fawcett and Judge Howard Kemp. Alexandra Pringle, editor-in-chief at the Bloomsbury Press, and Mark Wood, chair of the NSPCC. We're very proud of you. Best wishes for your future careers wherever they take you. Do please keep in touch with us. Anglia Ruskin University would not be the exciting, vibrant and ambitious university community it is today without you. Thank you.
Thank you, Vice-Chancellor. We now come to the presentation of those receiving awards today to the Vice-Chancellor. And I should explain at this point that each year we have a competition for the loudest applause at one of these ceremonies. This year the midwives are slightly ahead on points, but let's see how you do this morning. I now call upon the Pro-Vice-Chancellor and Dean, Professor Ruth Jackson, to read the names of those who will be presented from the Faculty of Medical Science. Professor Jackson.
Vice-Chancellor, it is my pleasure to present to you students from the Faculty of Medical Science for the award of Diploma of Higher Education Operating Department Practice, Rose Angita. Rose Arnold. Martin George Babington. Zoe Chappell. Lily Clark. Sunita de Azevedo Candias. Alice Fisher. Sanjoy Lijamon George. Daniel Martin Graham. Laura Hayes. Chloe Hodgson, Sam Huddy, Carly Jones, Rolia Kamiulu Kadima, Donna Knowles, Carly Laura Madden, Veronica Masawi Unganga, Minhazur Mia, Reward Umpofu, Tarina Smith, Ravin Tunmana, and Ola Zadni Priani. For the award of Foundation Degree in the Sciences, Health and Social Care, Claire Buckley, Rebecca Clark, Martha Jane Daldry, Katie Green, Judy Victoria Harper, Michael Charles Harrison, Sharon Hughes, Cara Sherry Jennings, Louisa King, Jolie Madison Marcus, Denise Ann Morley, Mark David Andrew Smith, Marta Magdalena Smolka, Danielle Louise Walden, Hayley Ann Webb, and Nikki Woods. For the award of Bachelor of Science with Honours, Health and Social Care, Katie Louise Ellum, Cheryl Ann Sly, Crystal Suzanne Tite, for the award of Foundation Degree in the Sciences, Decontamination Services, Olajide Oladijimeji. For the award of Foundation Degree in the Sciences, Public Health, Robert Peter Frederick Oughton. For the award of Bachelor of Science, Public Health, Iyabodi Folasadi Arawula. Cindy Sawa Bonsu. For the award of Bachelor of Science with Honours, Public Health, Ganiat Morinikadigi Adibugu. So you're Aminat? Yes. Aminat Deo Adidokan. Stephanie Sauer Aidu. Gail Baker. Vanessa Ariel Bayani. Rudo Gracian Chiura. Bianca Louisa Cirillo. Here. Rosalind Columbus. Vivian Lamini. Anita Enkedidilichukwu Iziashi. Kayode Clement Fanjinmi. Amanda Jane Fuller. Mao Sam Gurung. Rose Zinnia Harawa. Albanus Ibe. Aisha Lynch. Betu Miguel. Mavis Umpofu. Precious Rumbidzai Mukwira. Collins Murambiwa. Janet Ulayinka Ulayanju. Carol Persilia Samu. Damilola Fatima Satoi. Margaret Shambari. Elizabeth Sunday Momo. Sharmila Tiwari. Blessing Unzoma. Kathleen Nakoshi Vanderpui. Lorna Sylvia Namdi Waithaka. And Bukola Yusuf. No. For the award of Master of Science Public Health, Olachi Akanwa. Yemizi Akinrin. Opiyemi Sei Awanugba. Uzoma Chiniri Edozi. Evelyn Gathinji. Kenchiri Ojekchi Igwe. Grace Wanja Karanja. Olakunle Lekan Kayode. Panashi Manasseh. Tenemi Jesu Olawatosin Olawaju. And Mandana Zangana. For the award of Postgraduate Certificate Advanced Practice, Darren Johnson. For the award of Master of Science Advanced Practice, Sarah Jane Cowell. NM Ransom Essien. Diane Wendy Fraser. Frita Jamil. Ireti Aidu Lele. Sarah Louise Percival. Sheila Dorothy Smith. And Lisa Villiers. For the award of Postgraduate Certificate, Medical and Healthcare Education, Charlotte Briscoe. And Jean-Patrick Ott. No. For the award of Master of Science, Medical and Healthcare Education, Gillian Mary Guiney. Eugenia Ukata. For the award of Master of Science, Physiotherapy, Kakila Debbie Gurung. Fatima Tuz Zahora. For the award of Bachelor of Science Osteopathy with Honours, Julie Brown. For the award of Master of Osteopathy, James Herden. Ian Paul Jenkinson. Hayley Louise Roth. Emma Seehosen. Charles Seguin. Gemma Sethna. Gavin Smith. Anne Kristin Wick. Marion Elizabeth Wilmot. And Timothy Royston Young. For the award of Master of Surgery, Minimally Invasive and Robotic Surgery, Nasir Dalili. And Prabha Surawira. Vice-Chancellor, it is my pleasure to present to you those who have been awarded higher research degrees. For the award of Doctor of Philosophy with a thesis entitled What Influences Students' Decision-Making in Selecting Texts to Support Learning in Anatomy and Physiology, Nigel Ellis Henderson. Vice-Chancellor, that completes the list of graduands for me to present to you today.
Follow that. Each year, Anglia Ruskin University makes a number of honorary awards to individuals outstanding in their field of endeavour, who we hope will serve as an inspiration to those of you crossing the platform this morning. Their stunning achievement should motivate us all by reminding us that we should see our own success to date, but as a starting point. They pose the question, shouldn't we too aspire to success like theirs? I now call upon Pro-Vice-Chancellor and Dean Professor Ruth Jackson to read the citation for the award of Doctor of Arts honoris causa to Sir Tom Hughes Hallett.
Vice-Chancellor, it is my pleasure to read the citation for Sir Thomas Hughes Hallett for the award of Doctor of Arts honoris causa. Sir Thomas Hughes Hallett is Chair of the End-of-Life Care Implementation Advisory Board, Non-Executive Chair of Cause 4 and Chair of the Institute of Global Health Innovation at Imperial College. Educated at Eton College and Oxford University, Sir Thomas began his career by training as a barrister. However, a life in the law proved not to his liking, and so he moved into investment banking, a highly competitive world in which he was to thrive. After spending 5 years at Schroders, he took over as chief executive at Swedish Bank and Skilda, and later served as board director and head of global equities at Fleming's Banking Group. In 1990, the pressures of work caused Sir Thomas to suffer a health scare, an event which led him to review his priorities in life. As a result, his interest in working with charities flourished, and he became a trustee and later chairman of the Michael Palin Centre for Stammering Children. Then, when Fleming's was bought by Chase Manhattan Bank, a full-time move to the charity sector seemed a natural next step. And in 2000, he was appointed Chief Executive of Marie Curie Cancer Care. It was a role well suited to Sir Thomas's well-honed commercial abilities. Over the next 12 years, he led the organisation through a period of radical change, during which time the organisation evolved from a purely cancer-focused charity to one involved in diverse activities covering a wide range of medical conditions. In 2013, Sir Thomas was appointed Chair of Cause 4, an organisation that helps charities, social enterprises and philanthropists to develop and modernise their approaches to fundraising. His remit was to help the organisation to develop new philanthropic initiatives, to improve their governance and to build a peer-to-peer leadership group in philanthropy. At a time when many charities are struggling to raise funds, from a membership squeezed by shrinking disposable income, Cause 4 has helped its client organisations to raise more than £500,000 per month in charitable income. In addition to his role with Cause 4, Sir Thomas is chair of the Institute of Global Health Innovation, an organisation which seeks to improve health through innovation and to reduce inequalities worldwide. He is also review chair for the Palliative Care Funding Review for Adults and Children in England, a member of the King's Fund General Advisory Council, and a trustee of the Esme Fairbairn Foundation. In 2014, Sir Thomas was appointed chair of Chelsea and Westminster Hospital. Sir Thomas's philanthropic work has been widely recognised, and in 2012 he was knighted in the Queen's Birthday Honours List for his services to palliative care, and in 2013 was presented with the prestigious Beacon Fellowship for Philanthropy. Sir Thomas has a deep-seated passion for philanthropy, one that has driven his career and his life for many years. His efforts and his achievements make him an exemplary role model for our students, and we are delighted to welcome Sir Thomas Hughes Hallett to our Anglia Ruskin community. Vice-Chancellor, it is my pleasure to present Sir Thomas Hughes Hallett for the award of Doctor of Arts honoris causa.
By the authority vested in me as Vice-Chancellor, I hereby confer on you, Sir Thomas Hughes Hallett, the degree of Doctor of Arts honoris causa. our warmest congratulations.
Thank you so much. Vice-Chancellor, students, families, well, I'm really touched and delighted to have been given this extraordinary award, and I pledge formally and firmly my lifetime support to the most entrepreneurial university in Britain. I just want to say a couple of things to the students. That all sounds frightfully posh and grand, and how does he find the time to do that? I'm just an ordinary bloke, actually. I was the Inner Temple ping pong champion, which I'm very proud of, largely because no one would give me any work. So I became extremely good at ping pong. I just give you a couple of pieces of advice as you set out on your journey. I've had two phases in my life. One in which I courted success, I worked hard to achieve it, and I did achieve it. But it was success in terms of cashmere sweaters, fast cars, and eventually a nervous breakdown in 1990. So was it worth it? I don't know. My children think so. My wife does sometimes. I'm not quite sure. But it's easy for me to say that because I do have money. But what I learned in 1990 when I had that breakdown was that actually success doesn't come to you. You have to go and look for it. You have to go and find that signpost in the fog which says turn right to have a really fantastic time. I am a ridiculous optimist. I encourage you all to follow my belief in optimism. Always be cup half full. Always believe that you can actually achieve what you don't really think you can. I never believed I could run a charity. I thought they were mad to take me on, but I did okay. And so that's my first piece of advice to you. And my second piece of advice to you is follow the second part of my career in the first part. I didn't know about it then, so I would leave you with just this simple thought. Make your private contributions to the public good right from now. It doesn't have to be money. It can be time. It can be support. It can be relieving loneliness. It can be being nice to the fellow student who actually is having a less good time than you. Because one thing I've learnt since 2000, when I stopped trying to make money and started giving it all back again, is that actually happiness is the only thing that matters in life. And happiness comes from just doing that tiny act of kindness to support your fellow man or woman. I wish you good luck, God bless, and good cheer.
Dr. Hughes Hallett, thank you. We now come to the presentation of those receiving awards from the Lord Ashcroft International Business School. And I call upon the Pro-Vice-Chancellor and Dean, Professor Gary Packham, to read the names of those who will be presented. Professor Packham.
Vice-Chancellor, it is my pleasure to present to you students from the Lord Ashcroft International Business School. For the award of Bachelor of Arts with Honours Marketing, John Burns. Demi Cassie. Olivia Jane Clifford. Gareth Ferguson. James Geary. Shelley Faye Gelbert. Carol Namala. Joseph Ossie. Matthew Pryor. Matthew Thorpe Apps. Ian Webster. Esther Wilson. For the award of Foundation Degree in the Arts Management Work-Based, Diarana Cat Presley. For the award of Bachelor of Arts with Honours Management Work-Based, Jason Baldock. Andrew James Ball. Karen Myra Craig. Judy Dudridge. Jane Shakeshaft. Maxine Wood. For the award of Bachelor of Arts with Honours Tourism Management, Charlotte Blake Davies. Samuel Childerhouse. Sean Cook. Victoria Francis. Anne-Marie Hennessy. Louise McLean. Jordan Louise Morley. Emmanuel Matupu. Jennifer Pavey. Pietro Randazzo. Tim Wilshire. For the award of Bachelor of Arts Business Management, Ahmed Bughobsa. For the award of Bachelor of Arts with Honours Business Management, Amma Egiman. Frederick Anderson. Shabnam Begum. Christopher Chapman. Vicky Chapman. David Cruikshank. James Drew. Thomas De Zilba. Abs Elegbedi. Matthew Lewis Eve. Andrew Felton. Harrison Foster. Kevin Anthony Green. Scott Gunning. Callum Thomas Hall. Oliver Michael Harrison. George Edward David Hart. Alexander Kerner. Robert Lawson. Frederick Lee. Kimberly Lilly. Jessica Emily Lynn. Ellie Manuel Freer. Adam Matham. Jack McKenna. Jessica Middleton. Dominic Moroz. Jacob Alexander Maury. Dane Nelson. Thomas Newman. Eleanor Parish. Gent Rexha. Christy Robinson. Joshua Andrew Edward Scarlett. Lauren Carly Shepherd. Abu Nasir Shadiki. Lyubomir Nikolov Stoikov. Liam Patrick Victoria. Nadine Wanakula. Lewis Wright. Lelani Young. Vice-Chancellor, that partially completes the list of graduands for me to present to you today.
We now come to the presentation of our second honorary graduate today, and I call upon Julie Walkling, Director of Student Services, to read the citation for the award of Doctor of Science honoris causa to John Nyland.
Vice-Chancellor. It's my pleasure to read the citation for John Nyland for the award of Doctor of Health Sciences honoris causa. John Nyland is Chief Executive Officer of Provide, a community interest company responsible for delivering a broad range of health and social care services to the people of Essex, Cambridge, Peterborough and North East London. John first entered public service back in 1990 when he took up the role of Transport Planner with Essex County Council. He later moved into planning and commissioning services within social care and played a key role in setting up community and accessible public transport schemes across the country. In 2004, John was appointed Professional Executive Committee Chair of the former Malden and South Chelmsford Primary Care Trust, later serving as Joint Professional Executive Committee Chair of Mid-Essex Primary Care Trust. In 2011, as part of the government initiative to separate the commissioning and provider roles within the NHS, a new entity was created, Central Essex Community Services. Led by John, this not-for-profit, employee-owned organisation took over responsibility for delivering local NHS services in the community. In 2013, the organisation changed its name to Provide. Today, this thriving social enterprise employs more than 1,100 people and delivers an expanding range of services, working in hospitals, community clinics, schools and nursing homes, and providing care within people's homes. Although Provide remains part of the NHS family, as an independent enterprise, it has the freedom to innovate and evolve new ways of delivering care. One recent pilot scheme utilises new technology to provide therapy to patients in their homes. As a true social enterprise, Provide has no shareholders to compensate, which allows it to reinvest any surplus within the local community. This means that to date, Provide has committed more than £750,000 to voluntary and community organisations in mid-Essex. John's innovative leadership style is evident throughout the organisation. A good example will be to Provide's approach to measuring success, whereby their performance is based on actual feedback from service users rather than dry statistics. In 2014, John's achievements were recognised by the judges of the Ernst & Young Entrepreneur of the Year Awards when they named him Social Enterprise Entrepreneur of the Year. The panel was particularly impressed by John's willingness to expand into new service areas. John is passionate about the utilisation of social business model as a means to improve patient care, and he supports the wider industry by sharing his extensive knowledge of best practice. He is one of only 15 government-appointed mutual ambassadors in the UK. John is a hugely successful and well-respected business and social entrepreneur. His track record has earned him a prestigious national award, and the organisation he leads continues to set new standards in efficiency and quality. He has a long-standing relationship with Anglia Ruskin, and his support has benefited staff and students across 2 of our faculties through the provision of bursaries, prizes and work placements. By recognising his achievements, we have the opportunity to cement our existing links and to promote closer collaboration between John Nyland and our university. We are therefore delighted to welcome him into our Anglia Ruskin community. Vice-Chancellor. It is my pleasure to present John Nyland for the award of Doctor of Health Sciences honoris causa.
By the authority vested in me as Vice-Chancellor, I hereby confer on you, John Joseph Nyland, the degree of Doctor of Health Sciences honoris causa. Our warmest congratulations.
Vice-Chancellor, honoured guests and students, thank you from the bottom of my heart for this award. Believe me, no one is more surprised than I am to receive it. It is truly an honour. And if you think it's warm down there, you should be up here. I am very pleased my wife, mother-in-law and sister are here to share this moment with me. My sister has travelled from Ireland, and she reminded me the other day when she said, when we were younger, my father's words of encouragement were, "You'll never make it." He was the first motivational speaker I met. I've been asked to say a few words on what is for all of you a very proud and joyous occasion. You've worked really hard and are getting your just rewards. Well done, all of you. It's a tremendous achievement. I hope it's the beginning of something really special for you and exciting. I remember vividly receiving my degree and how lost I was about what to do with it. It serves me right for studying politics. I remember then somebody receiving an honorary degree and I looked up at them and thought, who the hell are you? Just as you're doing now. Many of you will made up your minds what it is you want to do with your degree, which is fantastic. Universities are much better now about preparing students for the outside world, and Anglia Ruskin, as you know, are one of the best. For myself, I didn't have a plan. I was an angry young man in the mid-80s. I had lots of energy and no place to direct it. I didn't like being told what to do, still don't. And what I invariably did was the opposite. I was saddened by injustice and inequality, and spent most of the 1980s protesting against it. However, I had no money, so eventually I had to get a job, which I did through a government-funded scheme for the unemployed. It was with the voluntary sector, and it was with the people that Sir Tom has been talking about, kind people, caring people, which helped change my life. From there, as you just heard, I became involved with Essex County Council, involved in transport for disabled people, and made changes to the transport system in Essex in particular. However, I'm a big believer that if you're green, you should hide in the grass. And I realised that the changes in what was going on in Essex County Council at the time weren't for me, and there was a draw on me towards health. Some of my children have had to have considerable medical and clinical interventions. And indeed, as I looked back at that time, I recalled the death of my mother when I was 10 years old and the care that she received from the NHS. My father, in time-honoured fashion, as you're getting to know him so well so soon, blamed the clinical and medical services. However, my sisters and I had a fantastic caring experience with them. So in 2007, when I was recruited into the NHS to do the job similar to what I'm doing now, I looked around me and I found that there was a huge amount of disconnect between frontline staff, those providing care, and management. There was low morale. Staff did not feel they could make decisions. Staff like you, people like you who have been trained and qualified to make decisions, had that taken away from them. They had no vision, but stacks of values. More values than you could shake a stick at. I was unsure and floundering about what to do, and during this period my wife was a huge support for me as I'd come home at night and weep about some of the things that I was trying to do and couldn't do. So I came up with the idea that we should try and give back to the NHS, back to those staff working in the NHS, responsibility and accountability for what they do. I wasn't an expert, they were. I wanted them to be able to make the decisions. So we created, as you've just heard, a social enterprise where 1,000 staff and myself left the NHS and created a staff-owned enterprise. What brave colleagues. What brave people they were. In fact, I only learnt yesterday that this is being streamed live and many of them are looking in, and I've just got one thing to say to them. Get back to work. However, without that trust, we could not do what we have done. So if it was possible to give an honorary doctorate to 1,000 people at once, there is no doubt in my mind that they are the deserving ones, not I. I was once asked at a reward ceremony to give some advice to budding entrepreneurs. And my advice was, be brave. But I also caveated with the bit about if you have to be brave or you need to be brave, get people around you that allow you to be brave. It really helps. So graduates of Anglia Ruskin University, the thing I want to say to you today is be brave. I wish I'd said what Sir Tom had said, but I thought what he was going to say was the famous malapropism by Yogi Berra, the great American baseball player who died recently, who said, when you come to a fork in the road, take it. So find a place where you can express yourself best, and don't be afraid to do so. Make decisions. That's what changed my life, and I think what Tom explained was he made some decisions. Don't be afraid of making decisions. There's nothing more rewarding than making a decision and going through with it. People who rely on others to make a decision feel the most disempowered and get least job and work satisfaction. Be brave. Find out what it is you're passionate about and why, and make a decision. You won't regret it, however, you will do if you don't. It's how I try and live my life. I told a story at our board, one of our board meetings once, which frightened the hell out of our non-executive directors. And when I was in my second year university, my dad owned a greyhound, and it was a very good greyhound. It ran a lot of races and won a lot of races. And he wasn't very well at the time, and he asked me to go and pick up the prize money that was absolutely sure this dog was going to win at Wembley Greyhound track. So duly I went down with a friend of mine to the greyhound races, and sure enough, the dog was favourite. Greyhound racing is not as popular anymore, you can't get the jockeys. All those who don't know anything about greyhound racing looking, what's he talking about? They must be really small. But anyway, in those days you could get a grant for university, and the grant mostly covered your housing fees and your food and drink. And so it was a big sum of money in the 1980s. So I put the whole grant on this greyhound. I was sure it was going to win. It didn't win. I was pretty cross at the time. Pretty cross with my dad. But I don't regret it. What I would have regretted if I put £5 on that and it had won. So finally, let me thank again the Vice-Chancellor and those who've made the decision to grant me this honorary degree, this honorary doctorate. I think it may be a bit confusing in my line of work to use the prefix, but the certificate will sit proudly in my office as a symbol of the achievement for all the brave staff within Provide. Thank you. I am humbled.
Dr. Nyland, thank you. We now come to the final presentation of those receiving awards today to the Vice-Chancellor, and I call again upon Pro-Vice-Chancellor and Dean, Professor Gary Packham, to return to read the final names of those who will be presented from the Lord Ashcroft International Business School.
Vice-Chancellor, it is my pleasure to continue to present to you graduands from the Lord Ashcroft International Business School. For the award of Bachelor of Arts with Honours International Management, Hannah S.T. Brown-Morey. For the award of Bachelor of Arts with Honours Human Resource Management, Thomas William Arrowsmith. Liam Paul Clancy. Brittany Gillam. Catherine Lay. Natalie Rebecca Sullivan. Francesca Valiquet. For the award of Postgraduate Diploma Human Resource Management, CIPD, Brahafi Bat. Natalie Jane Bray. Victoria Bryce. Anthony Glenn Edwards. Rachel Mary Evans. Eleanor Stephanie Hepworth. Sarah Elizabeth Hyam. Claire Louise McCarthy. Helen Louisa Montgomery. Zoe Ann Sorwood. Sarah Sherlock. Nicola Louise Stanley. For the award of Master of Arts, Human Resource Management, Fiona Jacqueline Corrie. Michelle Joanne Escott. Lee John Malin. For the award of Foundation Degree in the Arts, Professional Practice in International Trade, Jose Antonio Richard Perez. Jane Smith. For the award of Master of Business Administration, David Cohen. Matt East. Anthony Frederick. Ramesh Lakshmiyadul. Billy Rutendo Magchakano. Geeta Maharaj. Sati Rambaran. Francis Regis. Amanda Rupnarin. Victoria Rebecca Stanbury. Claire Wiltshire. For the award of Postgraduate Diploma Human Resource Management, Claire Norman. Tracy Caroline Otley. For the award of Master of Science International Management Practice, Festet Ijiki Ezza. For the award of Master of Arts Leadership, Martin Francis George Core. David Mark Jackson. Alex James Till. For the award of Bachelor of Arts with Honours General Business, Anas Azad. Oluwa Bukula Dani Kuakai. Christine Ellerton. Jasmine Minhas. Jake Rivers. Daniel Sheridan. The award of Master of Science Financial Management Practice, Felicia Candice Clark. Mary Mlikeni Simgambo. For the award of Bachelor of Science with Honours Accounting and Finance, Abdulaziz Mohammed Abu Khatala. Sidra Ahmed. Thomas Angel. Misha Sophie Ann Ashton. Katie Bell. Jonathan Bennett. Amandeep Singh Bakachu. Ziri Fern Chung. Also receiving the Rickard Lucking Prize, Tommy Paul Dale. Simbarashi Daramanzi. Sinab Al Andalusi. Jade Flack. James Anthony Greenham. Alexander Head. Kirithika Kirifaran. Sapana Lambda. Man Cheng Leng. Aisha Malik. Renalda Maris. Marilyn Ofori. Elizabeth Ungundeli. Olifunmilola Adibola Eligunju. Lucia Dambusu Paraseyi. Adam Reynolds. Anita Jade Simmons. Laura Smith. Sepidar Tajik. Hannah Nicole Folo. Also receiving the Institute of Directors Prize, Saya Varafan. Victoria Wamuhu. Monica Danuta Wishak. For the award of Master of Arts Corporate Governance, Grad ICSA, Jill Shawapiwa Jaratina. Vice-Chancellor, it is my pleasure to present to you those who have been awarded higher research degrees. For the award of Doctor of Philosophy for the thesis entitled Development of the Service Quality and Performance Model for Independent Colleges in the UK, Nadiv Kashalawala Kumaraparuma Arakchigi. Vice-Chancellor, that completes the list of students for me to present to you today.
We're now nearing the end of the ceremony, but first I would like to ask Maxine Wood, one of our wonderful new graduates, to come to the podium to propose a vote of thanks on behalf of those receiving awards today. Maxine.
Morning. Not nervous at all. So bear with me, I can't really compete with what's gone before me, but Vice-Chancellor, honoured guests, ladies, gentlemen and fellow graduates, it is a great honour to be standing here today, I think, nervous, to celebrate the graduation of Class 2015. It is my pleasure to offer the vote of thanks today from myself and on behalf of all the wonderful graduates at this ceremony. 3 years ago, we embarked on a new journey at Anglia Ruskin. Reflecting back on those 3 years, I can see how we've all developed personally and professionally. I remember the start of the journey was full of excitement, apprehension and the trepidation of meeting all them dreaded deadlines. Over the years, we have gained new skills, developed our knowledge and have grown in confidence, hence I'm standing up here. There have been challenges along the way, and which we have overcome with the guidance of our lecturers, support from our peers, and the lecturers have shared their experiences and expertise and given us the tools to build on our existing careers or to pursue new challenges. Am I doing all right? Good. Gibbering away. Personally, I've progressed further in my career. I took a giant leap into further education, which was a culture shock, and became a faculty director. I would never have considered applying for this job if I hadn't gained the skills and confidence that the time at the university has given me. Therefore, on behalf of my fellow graduates, I feel it's important to take this opportunity to express our sincere gratitude to each and every member of staff at the university. The professors, lecturers, tutors, administrative staff, advisors, librarians, no matter how large or small your contribution, you are the reason we are here today. However, I also want to thank all of the families and the friends who are here with us today or at home. Your guidance, motivation, and I know from my experience, the patience of my husband and family throughout the academic journey has been the core to our success. You are the ones who made us who we are today, so thank you. As today's graduation comes to a close, these final moments mark an end of significant and memorable chapter in our lives that we have shared together. We have built on and developed valuable knowledge and skills that will remain with us for the rest of our lives. We now embark on a new chapter, and the fact that we are here today graduating shows we had the determination, commitment, and right attitude to succeed. We have pushed ourselves out of our comfort zones and allowed ourselves the opportunity to unlock our potential. We should all be proud of what we've achieved, and now we are heading for an exciting future where we can take the skills that have been given to us and fulfil our ambitions. We have defined our strengths and overcome our fears, and we will continue to do so as we learn and develop from our experiences. So as we leave and go our separate ways, we must keep in mind that every one of us has an exciting future ahead. We need to grab hold of every opportunity and take on any new challenges, knowing what we've already achieved here and that we have the drive to fulfil our ambitions. So thank you for listening, and thank you for everyone that's graduating today, and the very best of luck. I'm going to have a drink after this.
Maxine, thank you. A well-earned drink. I now call for one final time on the Vice-Chancellor, Professor Michael Thorne.
And now will all those who have been presented to me here today and have crossed the stage, will you now please stand? By the authority vested in me as Vice-Chancellor, I hereby admit you to the degrees, diplomas and certificates for which you have been presented to me here today. Our warmest congratulations to you all.
Ladies and gentlemen, that brings us to the end of the ceremony, and I declare the proceedings closed. Will you please now all stand for the academic procession?
Hang on. 2, 3, 4.